Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's video I will discuss about the SQLite and how we can use the SQLite for SAP CAPM development. So CAP provides extensive support for SQLite. For the beginner level, you may think that you already have that HANA database, but again, why you need the SQLite? So for the beginner level, it's very valid questions. So you may think that SQLite is only for the development. It's clearly mentioned. Why it is for the development? Because when you develop any programs, so that time you don't need to connect with the real database. That is the reason it make it very speed up, because you don't need to rely on the main database. So what you can do, you can create a sample database. Like for example, you want to make a report on the PU header and PU details, right? So in this case, you don't need to connect with the real server. You can collect some CSV data format from SAP, and after that you can upload in your project in the SQLite database, and it is in memory database. So you can just it's very lighter, so it will not take any extra process. So you can deploy the PU header, PU details, you can complete the project, and once you transfer or once you deploy in the production, that time it will automatically everything will be convert to the HANA database. So that is the main advantage of the SQLite. So let's start so that it will be more clear. So let's start to create a new project from here. So here actually I am doing from scratch. So here I'm going to my project. That is my project location. So before starting, you can check these. There are so many things, but I will discuss actually what is the requirement to create a project and for your just for the sample applications. So here first you need to install that SAP CAPM. So you will find so many documents, so many things actually how you can update, how you can do. But what I will do, I will just give you the concept actually how you can execute. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to first run this package so that it will install SQLite in your project. So just copy this. So it will take some times to install this, and D means it's for the developments. And always remember that SQLite will not use in the production. It is only for the development purpose. So you can see that is already installed here. Okay, so now your systems or environment is ready to work with the SQLite, and SQLite will integrate with your CAPM project. So that is the reason I am creating a project like CDS IT, like for example students. Okay, so here you can see that I just create a very basic application that is a student. So if I go to the student and go dot, okay, so student applications, open. So now you can see that there is a project and it's very initialized. Today I'll not talk about that Capon projects because there are so many videos on my channel about the Capon project. So now if I open this package.json, you can see that SQLite is already installed and its version is more than 1, and you can see the tab dependencies. So that means that whenever you do developments, that time actually this software is required. So and if you write, so for example I already installed the SQLite, but if you don't install anything and it is already showing that that is the requirement. So in this case, if you run like npm install, that what it will do, so it's very smart, so it will automatically understand that you need this package. So after completing this, it will create a node module, and if you go to the cap, then you can find, actually I'm not going there, but you can check that is already installed. Okay, so now your main package, everything is ready, and you have the DB, you have the service, everything is there. So what I have to do, the SAP Capon, the great feature, that is the CDH watch. So now actually it will change, it will follow the what we are doing, and it will update, and even it will update the URL. Okay, so now what we will do, we have to make a script where we'll make a script inside the DB. So like here, sorry, so now you can see that this is divided into 4 parts. The app, when we prepare any app, then it will store in the app folder, and all database related things will be stored into the database, and all service related things will be installed in the service. So now we are creating the script, so we have to create a CDS folder inside the DB. So here, like script just CDS. Okay, so now you can see that is already have some change. You have to have clear understanding actually what is doing, and the CDS is very great tool that to investigate anything. So now you can see that is the CDS service.json, and it is the SQLite. It's already connected to the SQLite. Why it is connected to the SQLite? Because you are working on the DB folder. So that is the reason the Capon project is automatically understand that you are working with the DB folder. So that means that you have to connect with the SQLite, and that is the reason what you are creating, it is deployed already in the SQLite. So now let me create a table, just a simple table, but before creating the table we need a namespace. For example, namespace is DB, and we need just to create a very simple table like entity, and its name is student. We will not use anything, just very simple table. The student name, that is the string, and ID is string, and like batch, it is integer. So now we have created one table with the very basic table. It's a very small table just for understanding the concept. Okay, so now you can see that it is also updated. You can see that whenever we change anything, so in the meantime I already started the CDS watch and is already deployed, the table created and already deployed in the SQLite table. So now if we open that, so now you can see that actually there is no application, there is no service, it's nothing, but we just created table. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to create a CSV folder. Sorry, it's now here we need to insert some data. So in your case it might be happen like in the real projects, you can create a PU header, PU tip details. So now I am creating another folder inside that DB data, that is called that data folder. Inside data I have to create a CSV folder. So db dot .csv. So now yeah, the naming convention is very important. So you can see that first DB, what is DB? DB is our namespace. So if your namespace is DB111, something like that, so you should start with the DB111. So always remember that your namespace and your CSV format should be follow some way, otherwise it will not, data will not import. So dot the table name, so table name is the student, so actually it should be student. So if I just okay, so now there is a link between, you can see that is the namespace, which is the DB, and that is the first it will go to the namespace, and it after that it will find the table. Here is the table. Okay, so you always follow the structure of the name, you cannot put any name. So after that you have to use like name ID page. So name ID batch, so name like Arif, ID like 1, batch like 15, and that is a like Arif 1 and ID is 2 and base is 17, like Arif 3, ID is 3 and base is like 19. So it just a CSV. So now actually it already deploy in that memory. So now actually what happened is already deploy that data into the SQLite database. So now we want to see the data, how you can see the data that it is deployed. So that is the reason you need to create a service inside that service. So for example, that is the service.cds. So we have to create a service. This service actually collect data from that script. So we have to use that script. So using db from where it is located in the script. So in that service we are creating a actually in that project we are creating a service. This service will come data from that script. Okay, so still there is nothing. So now we have to create a service like service my service, just save, and you can see that it is already refreshed here. So if I click here, okay, so now you can okay, so basically that is changed the 54621 and this port number is not same. So that is the reason. Just open with that. Okay, so now you can see that it's already created a service. So if you click here, actually it will not do anything because still actually there is nothing. So here what we have to do, we have to create a service like entity that is this name is the student as projection 1, it is db.students. So now you can see that is actually here beauty help list on. Okay, so now what we did, we just create a student and this student actually referring to that script. Basically that is the table, so that's why we use that namespace. So now you can see that is the student is there and this is the service udata version 4 service. So if we click there, you can see that data is there. How data is coming to this service? Because actually when you start the application and in the CSV folder we mention the total namespace, so that is the reason actually it's already insert into the SQLite database and you can see the data. So for example, if you add like more, just save, it will again update the database, and if you refresh you can see that it's automatically added. And if you just remove everything, it's already removed because currently there is no data. So if you again just add, it will be added. So that is the main beauty of the SQLite. I mean that if you want, that is the simple example, but if you want to do some annotation in the service, you can use annotation and you can see the data. So now you can see that it will data is there. So if you want to see in a preview, then you can see the same data. So main objective is that you don't need to wait for the main server to connect with that. So you can make a local database, and after that, so currently it is not showing data because still actually there is no annotation. In another video I already described annotations, but in this video I just mention only the SQLite. But still we can just use this data and you can see like data is there. So yeah, basically that is the thing. So if you add more data here, like that is the rf3 id3, it is 19, just save, it will update the database, and if it's automatically refresh, in same way you need to just select this. So now you can see that it's automatically added. If you delete, then it is also will be deleted. So now you can understand that how smart it is. It is really smart, and you can do anything for your projects. So that's it. If you like this video, please like, and if you want to share, you can share, and please subscribe. Thank you so much.